Hello and welcome to Finextra. I'm Emily Haller and I'm here with Paul Thomalla of ACI Worldwide, and we're talking about what 2016 holds for the payments industry. Thank you very much for joining me, Paul.
Thank you.
So, is 2016 going to be a big year for the payments industry?
I think so. I think there is an immense amount of change going out there in the industry right now. I think people are really trying to think through what it means. There's an awful lot of fintech companies that are driving and showing what the future can be. And I think, therefore, it's going to be a great year. I just really got to think about whether it's the technology that's driving the change or it's the business that is driving the change. And I think that's a key issue for this year.
This is the year where the players in Europe are going to have to start getting serious about PSD2. What do you see as the main strategic options for banks?
Well, I think whether it's here in Europe or it's open APIs or it's open banking, whatever, it's going to be a worldwide phenomenon. But it's here right now in Europe and people have to think about it. I think, though, the thing is something that comes in a left field way, a horizontal way, if you will, that looks at the business of payments in a different way. Right now, there are silos in the payment industry, and they are up and down, vertical silos. What this is doing is saying, oh no, you have to think about it totally differently across the range of the business. And whether that's in the retail side of the bank, or it's in the corporate side of the bank, or whether it's retailers and merchants themselves, this is a horizontal change. And therefore you have to get into what is the business of payments. A lot of the banks will make 40% plus margin in the payments world. So it's important, but not so important that you can't think about the future. And that's forcing an awful lot of change, therefore.
And PSD2 is one factor driving disruption in the payments business. Will we still be talking about disruptors at the end of 2016, or will the story have moved on?
Well, it's the nature of the business that we will always be talking about something else. There'll be some new thing that'll come in. But I think this is a pivotal point. And there are an awful lot of disruptive questions, quite frankly, as there was in the 1980s. The internet was going to do all these things. But then people did start to work through the business and understand what is the business case for doing these things. And that's where we're at right now. I think that's going to be the real huge change. Not so much the what, because I think people are thinking that through pretty well, but how do I get there? And really there are three options. One way or another, you decided to exit the business. I don't want to be in payments in this part of the world before, in the retail bank or corporate banking, what have you. Or I outsource it, I give it to somebody else to worry about. Or I start to really get into the core of upgrading my core systems, which we know is complicated, takes, relatively speaking, a long time, but gets you into a great place. The question is, have you got time to do that? I'm not so sure anymore. Certainly at ACI, we're focused really on the SaaS side of things, which is saying, hey, let's take things, put them in the cloud, let's run them, and you start to move your systems slowly but surely across from an analog world that we currently have into an online hosted and digital world. And that's the change that I think really will be the key aspect of this year.
Paul, thank you very much for speaking with me.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching.